Hi everyone, my name is Brian, and right behind me is the most complicated aquarium I've ever set up. And let me show you why. This is a high-tech aquarium, meaning I use fertilizers, daily CO2 injection, and I have a dual light setup. The reason for the two lights is because the rock blocks all the light if it doesn't come from two different angles. I use a cheap Amazon light and an expensive Fluval 3.0 light that I'll move to different angles to make sure all the plants get strong lighting. There are 12 different kinds of plants and mosses in here, some rooted into the substrate and some growing on the rock. The top of the rock is all Christmas moss with some Visitance moss in a few spots. There's also cryptocoryne plants on the rock, which actually grow better in lower light. And one of my favorite things about this aquarium is the flame moss in the little cave. The substrate plants have a lot of variety. The green Rotala is the fastest growing stem plant, and there's also the Rotala wallichi. Some of my favorites, the Alternatera rosanervig red plants and this Echinodora's purple plants. And for carpeting plants, I have hairgrass and Monte Carlo, which took a few months to kick off. Then I have Areocolon grass, which struggled a lot, but I think I'll add a different plant in here to cover up some space. This tank has 12 neon tetras, which always swimming around in a school, and it has probably over 100 blue dream shrimp, which have been reproducing here for a few months. Now let's get into the maintenance. This aquarium has a snail issue, which means somewhere along the lines of planting this tank, a plant had a hitchhiker snail and it managed to reproduce a lot. I try to catch as many of these snails as I can by hand, and my angelfish next door like to eat them. Next, I'll do a trim. Some of these plants have reached the surface of the water and are starting to block light for the other plants, so I'll work my way from left to right and get everything replanted. And here's some of my favorite plants that I'll be adding here to cover up some space next to some of this grass. Alright, all done with the trim. Now let's deal with the algae. What I do is just take a toothbrush and brush off the algae, then do a water change after. Some algae will stay in the water, but it's all about slowing it down. Alright, time for that water change. So after that water change, I let the water clear up overnight, and now it's time to get the day started, so I'll get that CO2 system going. Alright, so that's it for the trimming and maintenance. I think I cut the plants a little too short, but they'll grow back quickly, so it's no big deal. But thank you so much for watching.